Hey y'all, my name's Mare. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be starting a reading vlog and I'm just so excited. This should be my second video, hopefully, from my reawakening on booktube and YouTube. It feels really awkward to be talking to the camera right now, like I'm already out of breath and I'm already really nervous because I don't feel like anyone's gonna watch this video, but I've decided I really just don't care anymore. How you guys been? How you guys been? Please let me know. I miss being a part of this community and I'm just so excited to spend some time with you guys and feel alive again, right? I feel like I'm in a really good place right now. I just am having such a good time reading and I'm excited to share that with you guys. And y'all don't care about this little rant, but hi, my name's Mare if you're new. Hi, if you're back. Thank you for watching. I'm so ecstatic that you're here still. So we are going to be reading books in this vlog, as one does in a reading vlog, and the first book that I'm going to talk to you about is The Night Hunt by Alexandra Christo. So this book is by the same author of To Kill a Kingdom, and I absolutely adored that book. I gave it 5 stars when I read it a couple years back, and when I saw this cover and I heard the description, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to read that. I wish my excitement was still the same before I picked up this book. I'm about halfway into it now. I'm on page 185. It's about 380 pages, so halfway. It's just not giving what I wanted it to give, unfortunately, but I'm still optimistic because the last chapter that I read kind of had some yearning in it between the two characters, and I'm excited to see where that goes, how that develops. This follows 2 protagonists who are morally gray, which is definitely an interesting concept right off the bat. We have Atia, who is a monster. She is the last of her kind, and she finds herself in a situation where she is in trouble with the gods because she's been a good monster, she hasn't killed anyone, she's been sticking to the sidelines, and she accidentally murders someone. Kind of a long story, but it ends up where she gets her powers taken away from her because of that crime. And our other perspective that we have is Silas, and he is a worker for the gods. His memories of his previous life have been stripped from him, and he's very curious about who he was. And the only thing he really knows is who he is now. He made up his own name, made up his own identity, and he really wants to know who he was in his past life. So he gets the idea to team up with Atia to help her get her powers back, and in consequence, he will get to learn who he was in his past life. Honestly, I feel like I just sold the hell out of this book. Like, that concept to me sounds very interesting, but honestly, the execution so far has been kind of boring and lackluster. There's a couple reasons for this, and I think number one is just the info dumpiness of it all. So we have a side character named Tristan who is basically Atia's buddy, and he's a big book nerd. So we find out a lot of the information through him because he reads books, he has all the knowledge. It just feels like a cop-out. It feels like a convenient plot device to kind of move everything forward, and I don't particularly enjoy that aspect. The other thing is, this book just feels like something I've read before, right? It's giving me Percy Jackson, and like, not in a good way. And I love Percy Jackson. Like, that is not me saying anything about Percy Jackson. I just mean, it feels like she took the plot of Percy Jackson and took like the less fun parts of it and just copy pasted it in here, right? Because you've got a basic quest element and you've got these gods and these monsters who are at war here. And I'm not saying like no one but Rick Riordan can do that concept, but I'm just saying he does it a lot better. I think it's gonna end up being between 2 and 3 stars, which is disappointing for me to say because I was really interested in this concept, right? The synopsis still sounds super cool to me, but when I'm reading it, I'm just bored and I'm wanting it to be over. I'm gonna finish it because, like I said, that last chapter that I read does still kind of intrigue me. I'm interested to see what develops between Atia and Silas, but like just barely. Like, I'm hanging on by a thread here, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know what I'll be reading next in this vlog. We'll get there when we get there. But like I said, this is hopefully my second video that you've seen on my channel, or at least I think I said that earlier in the vlog. It might have just been in my head that I said that. But I wanted to record my favorite books of 2023 and talk about them in a separate video. So I think I'm going to get ready to film that. I've got all my books picked out. I'm excited to talk about all of them, and now I just have to look a little bit less greasy. So let's go get ready. I think I might just leave the mane down today, and I really do want to just leave on my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt, but I'm not sure if that would get me more or less clicks. Although everyone deserves to see the boys. We're gonna go find a new outfit. Okay, I've decided to go with this purple sweatshirt, and now it's time to clean my room because it does not look ready to film anything in. So I got this chair, and I'm thinking this is gonna be where I film. But it's kind of a mess, as you can see. I've had to put my mattress pad back here from my last place because it no longer fits the mattress that I have. It's a great place for my giant star plushie to be, but it kind of ruins the aesthetic of it all. Not that this is aesthetically pleasing in the first place because it's a gosh darn mess. But the other option is over here in this messy little corner. So like, the options are not good. They're not good. So I forgot my tripod is literally broken. It's been so long since I filmed, I forgot that. So like the options are I sit on the floor, or like we talk like this, and this is also not aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so the video is done. It's been filmed, edited, posted. My booktube return has officially begun, so now I have to hold myself accountable and actually continue this reading vlog. So have not done any more reading. Actually, I was just about to start. I got a walking pad for Christmas from my mother, so I'm going to walk on that and then read The Night Hunt for probably about an hour, so hopefully I can finish the book. I don't have too much left. It's going by fairly quickly. Before I do that, I did want to show you guys a couple of books that I got from Books A Million. I've recently become a BAM girly, and that is because the closest Barnes & Noble is twice the distance away, and I found out actually that Books A Million has really great bargain deals. So they have this whole discounted section where everything is basically $5 or $6, and there's a lot of hardbacks in there too. So I found a couple of books there in the bargain section. I didn't really find anything on the sale that they were doing. It was like whatever they did to compete with Barnes & Noble's big hardcover sale, but as a paperback girly, I was happy to hear that they had a sale as well and it wasn't revolved around hardback. So let me give you the haul. So enjoy this crusty angle and this crusty lighting. We're just gonna be here for a moment. The first two books were part of the sale, and I got Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. And I got this because I heard really good things about it, and honestly, because I needed another book for my BOGO. And then the other book that I got as part of the sale was The Darkening, and I got this one because it's all over my TikTok page. The author does a really good job of marketing her books, and it's a YA fantasy, and it sounded really cool. Sorry I can't give you more of a description, but I bought books because I'm a product of consumerism. Then the next one, which is probably the one I was most excited to pick up, was Too Beautiful to Break by Tessa Bailey. We know I'm a Tessa Bailey girly. We know how much I love her. This was actually part of the sale, and I had it in my hands, and then I went back to the bargain section and I found it for $7. So it was cheaper to just buy the book because it was less than half the price. So kind of a shady sale in my opinion, but I still love you, BAM. This one is a romance as well. These were, I believe, released a long time ago, and they had different covers, and then of course they rebranded it to have the wonderful cartoon covers that everyone should be obsessed with, because I am. And I think this is like the second one in the series, so I might have to pick up the first one, which is think Too Hot to Handle. Then I got What You Wish For by Catherine Center. I recently read Hello Stranger and The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, and I think I gave them both 3 stars. Honestly, I had a good time. Even if they were 3 stars, like they were like really fun 3-star books. So I got this one, and I believe it's about a high school principal and maybe a teacher. Oh, a librarian, yes. And it's about second chances, maybe, I don't know. I like a good Catherine Center book, okay? And then I got Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. I just realized that rhymed. And this one I think has something to do with the baker. I saw this one at Target a couple months ago. I read the description and then I was like, I want that book. And then I found it in the discount section at BAM, so I had to get it. Sorry I don't have the most profound descriptions of these books, but I read the synopsis when I buy it and I don't like to know really what it's about until I actually read the book. So that's my excuse for why I'm not more aware, but I promise like I knew what they were about when I bought them. And then the last book that I got was not on discount, not on sale, but my most exciting find, and that was A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. If you know me, you know I love Allison Saft. I'll probably, if I'm honest, read this book after The Night Hunt, so this one you might get my thoughts on in this vlog as well. But it was at BAM a couple days early, so I had to get it. I was so excited. She's just so pretty. This is definitely the prettiest cover that she's had to date. I'm loving it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go walk and read The Night Hunt. TTYL. Hi guys. I might look a little bit dusty and crusty, and that's because I just got out the shower, so hey, how we doing? Before that shower, I walked to my treadmill for a little bit. And while I was doing that, I read The Night Hunt. I did finish it, in fact, and it was not a good time. It was not a pleasant experience. I ended up giving this one 2 stars, but probably closer to a 1 star. But I feel like that's too mean. I'm a little bit conflicted with this one because I liked the plot. I liked the concept. I didn't hate the characters, but I just feel like this book missed its audience, right? I'm not really sure who this was written for because the writing felt very much middle grade to me, as well as the plotting, to be honest. Totally, the first half of the book was so different from the second half. I didn't hate the first half, but I definitely did not enjoy the second half, even though it had a lot of reveals to questions that I wanted answers to. And even though those answers were exciting, like I didn't care because the characters just didn't feel very authentic to me. They were just like boring. Like, I don't know if I was supposed to root for a romance or like what, but honestly, I only really cared about the 2 main side characters getting together by the end. And by the end of the book, I didn't even care about that because I was so over it. Disappointing, to say the least. I would not really recommend this to anyone because, like I said, it feels like middle grade, but it's too dark for a middle schooler to read this, in my opinion. Like, it's not middle grade content, but the writing is very middle grade to me. So I don't know who to recommend this for. I think maybe if I read this when I was a freshman in high school, maybe that would have worked for me then. But unfortunately, as a 24-year-old, like this was not it for me. I'm unsure what to read next. I'm a little bit scared to read another YA fantasy after that because I'm a little bit scared I'm too old for the genre now, but we'll see. I think I'm going to either pick up A Fragile Enchantment like I was talking about, or maybe I'll read a romance because I have so many romances. But I'm not gonna read any more tonight, so I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow if I start something. For the rest of the night, Chase and I are just gonna play some games and hopefully watch a movie. Hi guys, it is not the next day, it's the day after, and it's currently New Year's Eve, if you were curious. Yeah, yesterday was just like not a book day. I ended up playing on my Switch and playing a lot of Mario RPG, which I've been enjoying because I never played the original. And anyways, right before bed, I decided to start Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So this is a young adult contemporary romance novel, and it follows Mallory and Nolan, who are both chess players. And Mallory has sworn off chess. She's decided she's never going to play again because of something that happened with her father, who used to play chess. She ends up having to re-enter this world as a favor to her friend. She plays in a chess tournament, and somehow she beats Nolan, who is the #1 chess player in the world. So this is a cute concept. I like that it feels so refreshing and different. I like learning about the chess world. I don't know how accurate it is, but I think it's a very interesting backdrop for a contemporary romance. It definitely gives you something to root for beyond just the two characters getting together, which I will say, they have not gotten together really in the 136 pages that I read. It's starting to kind of plant that seed and say, oh, well, Nolan might be interested in her, but Mallory also thinks that he has a girlfriend. So I'm enjoying my time with this. I don't think it's like gonna be a 5-star or anything like that. Definitely not a new favorite, but for a YA contemporary romance, it's doing what I expected it to do. I will say it definitely has a lot of pop culture references that I am not a fan of. I've never been a fan of that even when I was younger and reading contemporary romance. I did not enjoy those elements in a book, so I don't think that that is necessarily a byproduct of the genre and the age demographic itself, but just something that I don't enjoy in books. So even if I was 16 and reading this, I'd probably be annoyed by that fact. So far, enjoying the chess aspect, enjoying Mallory as a main character, and I am also just enjoying this tension between Nolan and Mallory. So I think it'll end up being like 3.5, 4 stars. It's surprising me for a contemporary romance, but really I shouldn't be surprised because it's Ali Hazelwood. I'll read anything she writes. I'm gonna try and get at least halfway tonight. I'm pretty close. Hopefully this will be my first read book of the new year. So if I don't finish it before then, well, that doesn't really make sense. I don't remember what I'm talking about. I'll see you guys later. I gotta get ready for work now. Hey, I am off from work, freshly showered, and I did finish Check and Mate. Let's chat about it while I fold my laundry because I need some motivation to pick up my clothes. Check and Mate, I ended up giving 3.5 stars. I thought it was fun. I did enjoy it, had a good time with it. So what I think Ali Hazelwood did a really great job of was actually writing a YA book. I was very pleasantly surprised to see that. Not that I was like expecting it to not be good. Ali Hazelwood writes some fun stories, so that definitely could translate really well to young adult spaces. What I was really impressed by was Mallory, the main character's characterization, and just seeing how much she felt like a real teenager. Her struggles and her internal dialogue definitely checked out with how an 19-year-old would feel. She feels a lot of pressure to take care of her family because her father's no longer around, and so she kind of takes a lot of the responsibility and feels really guilty about everything. It was handled really well with her characterization, and I definitely would recommend this to like a YA audience, but I think that older readers could also really enjoy it from that aspect too. Now, I did enjoy Nolan and Mallory's dynamic. However, like, it wasn't chemistry that had me kicking my feet, screaming, wanting these characters to be together, or else like I didn't know what I was gonna do with myself. They were cute and all, but like I didn't really feel that this story needed to be a romance, which is kind of ironic because that's what it's marketed as. But to me, I think that was the biggest downfall of the book, right? Is that this book is marketed as a romance, a YA rom-com. That's not what it is to me. This is a story about Mallory, not necessarily Mallory and Nolan. And I don't know if anyone else would agree with me, but like, it needed more for a relationship to really be there. And I know that Ali Hazelwood can write some good romance and some good chemistry. So I was just very surprised to see that wasn't as present in this book. It felt more like a subplot than the main plot. The main plot was definitely chess and like Mallory kind of undergoing her grief. 3.5 stars. I think that's mostly just because I didn't really think of it as a romance like it was marketed to me as. I think if there was more moments and interactions between Nolan and Mallory earlier on in the book, I could feel a little bit differently about this. There was just so much going on, right? Because you have Mallory's internal dialogue, which I said like Ali Hazelwood did a really good job with. Honestly, it could have benefited from a longer page count, which I very rarely say, but I was on like page 300 and I was like, there's only 50 pages left and there's a lot that I feel like needs to get resolved. So could have helped to been maybe a 400-page book if Ali Hazelwood was trying to set out on all these things and accomplish all these tasks. It just would have given her a little bit more breathing room to kind of like focus in on each topic. I'm glad I read it. I did enjoy it, and it's what I expected, really. had chess, it had romance, it was YA, so I can't really blame it for any of that. So those are my thoughts on Check-in Mate. I would definitely recommend it to you if you're interested in it. The first book I read for this vlog, however, in The Night Hunt, I would not say the same for. I probably wouldn't recommend that to anyone unless you were very, very new to YA and very new to fantasy. I can't see that book really appealing to a wide audience. That is it, I think, for this reading vlog. Unfortunately, it's not it for my laundry. I need to keep doing that. I got distracted by talking to you guys. It's good to be back on YouTube. Good to be back chatting about my current reads. So let me know about your current reads, what you read this week. I'd love to know if you've read either of these two books. Let me know your thoughts on them. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.